welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, we're going to take a look at a tablet for drones. Yeah, or just sitting around on your couch at home and having fun. So this tablet is different than your normal tablet. Look at how thick it is. And it's like that with a little thing on the back because it is pretty much military grade spec. Yeah, you could be in the Secret Service or the military and you'd probably get issued one of these tablets. So this, I could drive my Jeep over this thing and I can't even destroy it. So anyways, the company that makes it sent it to me and said, you know what, we think this would be really good with drones. Can you test it out with drones? And I said, why not? That's what I do. This is what I do. I test out drones. So why not test out the tablet? So before I go and test this out with the drone to see how it works, how about I show you it close up with all the specs and everything else. So watch this and then come back to me and I'll fly it with the drone. Watch this. All right, let me show you what comes in the box. So if I take off the cover, the first thing you're gonna see is a brochure. It's not really a manual. It's just gonna tell you the specs right here on the entire tablet, and I'll run through them super quick, the important ones. So on this side you have your tablet, and on this side you have your accessories. And in this box, they give you all the cool things that you would need if you're going to fly a drone with this tablet. Such as you get a USB-C male and a USB-C female, so you can make an extension cable. You also get this tiny adapter that fits in DJI controllers that converts the cable to a normal USB. I think that's called a USB-A. You also get a USB-C converter to a micro USB, I believe. You also get this extra long USB-C cable for when you connect your tablet to a DJI controller. And another use for this cable is for the charging brick that comes with it. So plug this into the wall, plug this cable into there, plug the other end into your tablet and charge it up. And finally, you get this user guide with pretty pictures, and there is something inside it. There it is right there. So this tablet, if I haven't mentioned it already, is a giant cell phone as well. You know, it's a really good tablet. So you can put a SIM card in it. So you have your SIM card removal and you have your SIM card adapter trays here. If you look at the screen of the tablet, it's probably a bit dirty because I've been using this for quite some time, but there's a screen protector on it. You can pull this off. It's a matte screen protector, but it's on it so you get no glare outside in the sun, and also your fingers and all that other stuff aren't going to mess it up and you don't scratch your screen. But if you want to take it off, you'll have a shinier screen. All right, let me tell you about the construction of the tablet and the features. First off, look at this thing. It's pretty darn thick. And you notice it looks like it was built for the military. Well, that's because I think it was. And I think basically this is a version that the military probably used, or some sort of services in the government. And now it's available to the public in military grade specs. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you about the materials. According to the specs, this thing here can be dropped from 5 feet and survive a fall. No problem. You can also put 2 tons of pressure on it. The specs say it's actually built out of aero-grade titanium alloy and aluminum. So that's why it looks the way it is. And you can see there are some metal components to it. And because it looks like it's built for the military or the Secret Service, it is designed for environmental protection. What does that mean? That means you can take it out in the freezing cold, the heat of the Sahara, in the rainstorm. It's dust proof for dust and vibration proof for driving in a vehicle, shaking all over the place. It even has multi-language support, which is quite interesting. Now, before I go over the front, the sides, and the back, what everything is, let me just tell you what's inside it. So inside, there's a 64-bit 10-core ARM processor running at 2.5 gigs with 6 gigs of RAM cache on board. That is why it can run the DJI Fly app and the DJI Go 4 app, which some of them require 64 bits of technology, and this has it. Inside this baby, for storing your videos, your photos, your programs, is 128 gigs of free space to store your stuff. If you want to increase that, you can put a micro SD card in the side up to an additional 128 gigs. So yeah, you've got more storage than you'll ever need. Besides this being military spec, 2 things make this stand out from every other tablet on the planet made for a drone or pretty much anything else. First off, the display. This display, although it's 1280 by 720p, it is so bright it runs at 1200 nits. Now, most cell phones do not run at that. Apple tablets, like an iPad, do not run at that whatsoever. If you're out in the sun, you're going to get glare and your screen's never going to be bright enough. This is massively bright, and if you look here, there's a little video I have running. Here it's showing the nits, they're testing it, and you can see how good it is. And also you can see right here, there's an iPad. I think that's a 6th generation iPad. Look at how low the nits are on that. And here's a cell phone. I think that's the One Plus. I could be mistaken, but check out the nits on that as well. Not so great. This thing, amazing. The second thing is the battery life on here. Can you believe it? In here, if you get one of these, it's got a bit of weight to it because there's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery in here. That's just unheard of. So in other words, this thing's going to run for a long time. And because it's designed for the environment, you can wear gloves and touch the screen and it will work. No problem. You do not need bearskin. As well, there's a GPS chip built into this. A lot of tablets do not come with a GPS chip. This one has one. As well, it's got a Wi-Fi spectrum that's probably a lot greater than most tablets on the market. And it also has the ability to put a SIM card in it. So if you're out in the field and you have no data, you will then have data to capture stuff from the cell towers and use it as such, and you can use it like a cell phone if you wish. There's cell phone apps inside. All right, enough about what's inside for now. Let's go over the tablet itself. So right up here you have a camera up front, just like most tablets on the market. And now let's take a look at the top, sides, and back. So here we go. All right, over here, I am not sure what that is. I think that's an infrared unit because I see some red in it, so I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Somebody below correct me if I'm wrong. And going over here, this is where you're going to put your headphones in if you wish. Headphone jack, it actually comes with one, or you could use Bluetooth headphones if you wish. Going to the side right here, there's your power button, turn it on and off. There's your volume up, volume down. Going down here, that's where you're going to put your micro SD expansion card in there. These are all like, you know, they're going to keep the dust and water and everything out, so I push them back in. And over here, that's where you're going to put your SIM card. It does take a large SIM card, look at that. And that's why, as I mentioned before, it comes with these adapters if you have a small SIM card that you want to put in that hole. Flipping it to the bottom, over here we have a cover that says DC, so you would think it's DC power in, but nope, there's nothing under that cover. But if you go over here, that is for your USB to charge it up. It's a USB-C right there. You can also transfer data with that connection as well. And let's go to the other side. And going down the side, you have an SOS button. I believe you'd press that if something happened to you and you had a SIM card in here, so it sends out a signal. I believe that's how it works. And over here, that's your camera button. Press that, you'll take a photo. Let's flip it to the back and check out what's on the back. First thing you'll notice is this huge removable strap. And this strap is really good. So you hold it in your hand, that just keeps it secure. You can tighten it, and also if you use this on a tablet holder on a drone, this secures your tablet holder in place. I think it's a pretty cool idea, and it is padded. So the back of the drone, let's start from the top. Over here you have a 13 megapixel camera with flash, and over here you have some sort of sensor. I'm not really sure what that is. It's sort of like this unit up here. I do not know what that is. So if someone knows, post it below. Then going down, you have this really cool thing here. You have your serial number and everything that tells you about your tablet, because you can register it for warranty purposes. You can see the construction on the back, how everything is screwed together nice and tight. You have your speakers down here, and that's it. How about I turn it on and show you the interface really quick. Now it might be kind of bright for this camera because it is an extremely bright display, but I will turn it on and show you how it starts up and everything else, and I'll explain it as it goes. So basically you just hold in this power button and it will power itself on. Every time you power it on, you get this animation like you see right here. It's a simple animation that starts up. So there we go. We come to the main interface. Can you see it? I'll just hold it in my hand so you can see what's going on. So there we go. So I've already changed the interface on my lock screen. So you have normal stuff here. It tells me no SIM card. It tells me the battery and all your Bluetooth and everything else. And then you have your phone, your lock, and your camera down there. So I'm just going to swipe up and get into the interface, and there we go. Once again, I've customized this because I'm using it for a drone, so it looks like a drone interface right there. It's pretty decent. Your apps are along the bottom. If you want more apps, just swipe up, and let me see if I can get that. It's very, very bright here. There's all your apps. I've got that sideways. Hang on a sec. There we go. So there's all your apps. I'm trying to show you. Let me just take the brightness down on this screen because it's way too bright for this camera. Just like on any Android tablet, if you want to adjust the brightness, you touch the brightness setting. And over here it says adaptive brightness. I have it off. I'm going to turn it on. That way it's going to adapt itself to the environment it's in right now. I've got camera lights facing downwards that are extremely bright to light up the product. So it thinks there's a lot of light in here. But anyways, that's basically it. This thing is way too bright. Okay, I'm manually turning down the brightness on here. There we go. I'm sliding at the top. There we go. I've taken it down to 50%. Hopefully that's less bright. Let me go down even lower. There, I'll take it down to like 25%. Hopefully you can see that. My God, it's just too bright, this thing. Okay, that's probably better. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. I've got it down to 25% brightness so you can see it. So we're indoors and I slide up and there's all my apps. Can you see those better? Probably much better now, right? Yeah, at 25% brightness. So you have a pile of apps. You can put them on yourself. It comes with a load of apps itself. You can do all sorts of cool little things. I just wanted to check what version of Android comes on this tablet. You can update it yourself later if you wish, but it's updated to Android 8.1. 1.0. That's what's on this out of the box. Now the main interface is all customized by me. I put the background picture on there, you know, something that works outdoors. I put the search engine up here. I put the time. It's just a widget. You can put any widgets you want. You can have the weather pop up there, all sorts of things. You can put information that you use the most right down here. And if you swipe up, I've already showed you this, there's all your apps, and you can have even more apps. And if you swipe to the left, then you can have your different screens of apps, and you can go keep on swiping. Me, I just put my DJI Fly and my DJI Go app there. So if I turn this sideways that I want to use the DJI Fly, if I just tap on it, then it should open up, and there we go. So I could just connect to an aircraft if I was flying. It's that simple. Everything works just like a tablet or a phone. If you want to get back to the main screen, just slide this way and touch the little O, and it takes you back to the forward screen. If you want to kill the app, hit the square right here, and that shows you everything that's running, and then hit the X and you kill the app. As I mentioned, you can use this as a cell phone if you wanted to do SMS messaging. If you had a SIM card in it, there you go. You can type all your, you know, your text messages, talk to people while you're out flying, and head back and do all sorts of things that way. Now you're probably wondering, how are the cameras on here? You have a forward 5 megapixel and a 13 megapixel with flash on the back. Well, obviously the back one's better than the forward one, but you know, the front one's not bad. They're actually quite decent, and you can share your photos, do whatever you wish. And of course, if I hit the camera little thing here, go up, and I'm looking at this thing down here. So there we go. And you can see your interface. You can take a video, photos, change some of the parameters, share it, all the good stuff. Now for a tablet this size with such a massive battery, you can imagine putting a big battery like that in a tablet like this is gonna weigh quite a bit. So let's see what this little tablet weighs. Put you down, and you are at 693 grams. All right, I think I've got everything working here. So I've turned down the brightness on this camera so that all these super bright monitors work and you can actually see the display properly. So over here I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and then I have our tablet right here that I'm showing off in this review. Then over here I have the smart controller, and over here I have the Crystal Sky. All of these are rated at 1000 nits or more. So I believe this is probably the highest rating for brightness. Oh, that one's going off, so I have to touch it. So let me just bring them closer. So here, this is our base model here. That's as bright as you get. So this is the tablet I'm reviewing. Then you have a phone. I use this in all my reviews. Smart controller right here. And if I pull down from the top, you can see right there, brightness is on max as well. And the little Crystal Sky right here. So you can see they're all, to my eyes, looking at all of them, they're all pretty much similar in one way or another. I'm just messing this all up. You know, for brightness, they're all designed to work outside. I know my phone works perfectly out in the sunlight. I know the Crystal Sky works perfectly out in the sunlight. And I know the smart controller works well outside as well. The only problem with these two I find outdoors is, besides the screen being so small, is that they also have glare. My phone has glare as well, and I just tilt it just like all of us do. And this tablet seems to have less glare because of the matte covering on top, and you can take it off if you wish. All right, welcome back. The drone I'm going to fly is the Mavic Air 2, so let me take it out of the case, set it all up, and attach the tablet, and we'll go fly. All right, in order to put this, let me get close. In order for this tablet to fit on my controller, it needs a tablet holder like this. So this is a PGY Tech one, and I'll put a link below to where you can get it. I've used this in many other drone reviews. All right, so I've got a camera on my hat so you can see this even better. Here we go. So here's my controller. Pull out the end, and there we go. And we just put our little tablet holder in there. And we're all set. Let's just center that. There we go. Next, you'll see our tablet right here has this little hand wrist thing on the back. You can take it off, but I actually use it to secure it onto the holder. Watch this. So I slide it. Can you see that? I slide it under. That means if it falls out, it can't fall off. And then I just put it in the holder. Like that, snaps in, there, it's in, it's not coming off or going anywhere, and it doesn't matter if it falls because it's designed to fall from a height of 5 feet onto any material and not break. Let me grab the GoPro here. So that's what the tablet looks like when it's sitting in the Mavic Air 2 controller. You could put this tablet and this little holder into anything that DJI makes that's a controller for their drones. Next, if you look at the back of your Mavic Air controller, and the Mavic Air controller is one of the few that has this, it has a USB-C out, so you take your USB-C cable. It is provided by the company, and you plug it in there. And then you take the other USB-C end, which is white on mine, and you plug it into the tablet. And there we go. We're all set. Now everything will work together. Next, we'll power on our controller. There we go. controller's on and the actual tablet pops up with the Fly Now app already ready to go. You know, I've installed it, but it knows whenever you connect a USB cable to it and start your controller that it starts up. Let me check on the app and make sure I have it on the brightest of settings, because it's supposed to be, there we go. So there's my settings. I can go down, darkness and brightness. So that should be full blast. We should be ready to go and fly, and we should be able to see this out in the sunlight. So let's get rid of that. You're all gone, and there's my display right here from my little drone over here. You can see my fingers. I'll try to do this so you can see the actual screen and the drone, but it's really hard because the camera's at an angle and you see a screen looking at your eyes is different than looking at a camera sometimes, and I have sunglasses on so I can't tell. Anyway, so I'm just going to put it here. Hopefully you can see the screen and the drone. So let's just start her up. Yes, check it. Oh, I never took that off. Okay, yeah, it's all good. Start up. There we go. So we are ready to fly. Let's take it up. It's pretty windy out here. Here I'm out in bright sunlight. Now I'm going to try to keep this looking down as my drone is in the air, and I'm going to turn around. So now I go super bright. That's super bright sun. We're in the super bright, but I'm trying to keep the camera focused the same way and then come around just to show you how bright this is. There we go. So let me just fly this drone around and give you my personal experience of exactly what I see on this here display. So the sun is up there. This is the worst angle to show you. See, I'm looking at the sun, and if you look, it's shining right on my screen. I can make a shadow over it. Can you see that? So with my eyes looking at the screen, I can see the screen quite good. You know, the sun is not killing it at all. I can still make out everything. Drone's flying around. I don't have any issue. I can see everything. I don't know. I'm trying to do both here. Could you see both with the with the drone and the drone out that way flying around, trying to make it move on the screen, coming back to me. Whoa, there, now I've got a glare from the sun. There. That's exactly what you don't want. Doesn't matter what screen you have. That's like I'm sending out an SOS signal. So you just pull it down. Most of us fly like this. You know, like I'm looking down. We fly like this, looking at our controller. You can see the controller's down there. It should look okay. So that's how I would normally fly, not out like this. All right, so I should have the Mavic Air 2 filming me. So I can see myself quite well on the screen. Now let me flip it this way over to the drone. Can you see it on the drone? Can you see the drone looking at the drone? Let's see. I don't want to get chopped by the blades here. I don't know if it picks that up. Cameras just have difficulty picking up screens. So maybe if I turn it side to side, it's hard. The human eye picks up so much more than the actual camera because the camera has to adjust for everything around it, the brightness, and it doesn't focus in on the one screen. So anyways, now what I'm going to do is take it back over to my truck. So I know a lot of you are going to ask is this really nice tablet, you know, is it as good as like the smart controller? Well, if you're new to drones or new to thinking about bright screens, there's a big difference because a smart controller has the word controller in it. It's a controller. It's not just a display. It's a display with a controller. So it's very different from this. This is a tablet. This you can sit on your couch, watch Netflix, and do all the other cool things without looking like a goofball and doing the same thing with a controller on the small screen on the smart controller. But let me just show you them both here out side by side. I have the Mavic Air 2 and I have the Mavic 2 Pro side by side over there. So I'll be able to show you the screens. Let's check this out. All right, I'm going to try to hold these side by side and look straight. It's kind of hard here, getting the goofy shadows. So there's the massive TRIPLTEK screen, and here's the smart controller. I don't think you could see much of a difference between the two other than, you know, this is a massive screen and this is a tiny little screen on the smart controller. So you know, really for being outdoors, I think they're the same. And also, this is not a matte finish. This has the matte finish, but you can take the matte finish off if you want. Just pull it off and it will be shiny like this one if you wish. So here I've got the Mavic 2 Pro and I have the smart controller. See? Same idea. Hard to see on the screen, which you can see, and I've got it on full blast. Could you see that? Here, if I hold it, if I turn this way in the sun like I was doing with the other one, you really can't see it. Like nobody flies like this, like I was saying. We all fly like this. You look way down. And then you can see what you're doing when you're flying your drone, like moving it around and all that good stuff. And if I do the same thing that I did with the other one, the sun is way back there. You'd never do this with a controller and then stick this in the sun. It's kind of hard. You see, I could see it like the sun, like you're doing an SOS thing. You can't see anything on it. Like it's very difficult. You have to bring it down and look way down like this to see what you want to see. All right, so who is this tablet for? Well, this tablet is for somebody who needs a tablet to use out in the bright sunlight. If you have like something like if you're currently using your phone or an iPad, that's an iPad mini on full blast. Can you see anything? This is out in the sun. Nope, it looks like it's off, doesn't it? But if you look close, there's icons on there. That's full blast and iPad mini. iPad minis are pathetic. iPads are pathetic out in the sun. They were never designed to be outside in the sun. Most people have cell phones that aren't even the brightest of quality because cell phones are not very bright unless you buy the brightest model. This is an iPhone Pro, what is it? An iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's got the brightest screen that Apple makes, and you can see some icons on it, but you know, this is the sun out here. This is what it's like out in the sunlight. This is what I use for 99% of my reviews. This is a crystal sky. Now, a crystal sky is very, very bright compared to a lot of other items on the market, except the crystal sky is old technology. This is not 64-bit, so I can't run the DJI Fly app on this. So you need something that's 64-bit. And that's where this baby comes in, which is 64-bit, tons of memory, massive battery, everything else. All right, so I'm gonna put links below this video to where you can find this here tablet. Now, the people that sent it to me, before they sent it to me, I said, only send it to me if you can give my viewers a discount. They said yes, so there's supposed to be a discount code or some sort of discount below. I think you buy it off of Amazon or the website. I'm not really sure. So the price will be below. Some of you are gonna go, oh my God, that's so expensive. And others are gonna go, that's rather reasonable. Anyways, check everything out below. And if you have questions on this tablet, I will play with it and figure out the answers and get back to you. It runs like a normal tablet. You can put a screen capture program. You can put any program on it. It's Android. So yeah, just run what you want. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. There's a thumb here. And there is no unboxing because you've already seen all that already. And I hope you enjoyed it. All right, guys, catch you in the next video. Bye.